Hey, so good morning, Boca Raton, and Shabbos Kodesh, Parshas Bo, the granddaddy of all Parshos. This is the big one. Tzis Mitzrayim, Tefillin, Ketmakos, Rosh Chodesh, throw a rock and be a good Dvar Torah in this Parsha. But especially good mood today because one of the people that got released, hostages released, is Gadi Moses. And you're thinking, okay, other people also got saved or got returned. Well, about a year ago, I guess, on my LinkedIn page, there's a pop-up from a guy in Eretz Yisrael. His name is Yair Moses. Looked like he's a young guy, maybe 30 something, 40. He posted he's a computer guy, similar to what I do in Israel. Lives in Gadara. His father is one of the hostages, and all these names, we read them in Shul on Shabbos. Their names, this one is it's young, this one's old, this is people from Thailand, people not Jewish. Read the names. But when I saw this guy, Yair Moses, posted the post of his father, Gadi Moses, who was 79 at the time, that just struck a chord with me because now, not that I know him, I just struck a chord with me that I had this like a kesher or a shtickle to one of them. So in shul, when I say that Tehillim, I'd have this guy in mind, Gadi Moses. Again, maybe the second or third oldest of the hostages. A few months after that, they had this big march outside Beit Shemesh, all the families to bring pressure on the government to make a deal. So I decided I want to meet this guy, Yair Moses, the son. I know what he looks like. Um, so I show up to this thing on my bicycle, and all the families are holding balloons, yellow balloons, holding these banners, but I couldn't find this guy. I couldn't find Yair Moses. So I'm looking, to find Gadi Moses' face on the poster. Couldn't find it, and I bicycled ahead to see as they're passing me by. I'll find this family. Turns out I see this dude, his face, Gadi's face on the poster, and I see the family carrying these banners. So I went up to this one guy, had a long white beard, grayish beard, and I said in Hebrew, or at least I thought it was Hebrew, April Yair Moses. I mean, eventually, not that we're friends, but I texted him on LinkedIn once or twice. We're not really friends. So the guy's like, I need Yair Moses. And then I look at him, and I'm like, he looked 30 years older than he did on his picture on LinkedIn. And he said to me, I don't haven't shaved since my father was taken. So it's like 3, 4 months of growth. And that's the story. I wished him well. I'm diving for your father. Hope he's going to be okay. Is he okay? And he says, no, my father, is he sick? He goes, no, he takes some medicines, but he's not sick. He's well, healthy. I said, okay, hope you see him. We're diving for him. So every time they dive in, there's one face. Even though you go to the airport, you see all the pictures and all the stories, all the girls there and the children, the Beavis family. But I felt out of Kesher to this guy Gabi Moses, and months go by, the stories of the older ones dying, and not too many of them are alive. I'm thinking we're terrible, even though we've had soldiers. Every soldier is a terrible tragedy, or their heart is dying, a terrible tragedy. But I just felt I'm down for this guy Gabi Moses. It'd be so great that this guy makes it out. It's something. That would be something. And as it gets closer and the girls are released, and all of a sudden I see the name Gadi Moses. And yesterday, so I texted Yair Moses, he didn't get back to me, but on Facebook, on LinkedIn, oh, hope tomorrow, good luck, hope he makes it out. Back in my mind, there's a good chance the body's going to come out. He won't be alive, but I was hoping and hoping and hoping. And then yesterday, when I saw the video of the girls getting let out, and then Gabby Moses, and you see like when he's let out the video, you can see pictures of him like standing tall, um, you know, wasn't frazzled, and he's reunited with his family. So this is a huge simcha uh, for them, obviously, But for me personally, just a great night last night, a great morning. That someone that I davened for. Again, not that I don't know, but it's great to see. So Baruch Hashem, we have this geula, a small geula. Hopefully, we see more of them get out, and hopefully, we have the real geula. Um, that's a 5 minute introduction to the geula of this parasha. So everyone who's been to Seder um, the past 3,000 years has the obvious question that if Hashem hardened Kapar's hearts, then what's the punishment? Why did this have to happen? The old Mepharshim take a stab at this, and every father has to kind of deal with this. That Hashem made it Negaleh, what he was really thinking. Marv Shemesh is, well, Hashem made it very clear to everybody what was going on there. We get 5 strikes, and usually get 3 strikes, 4 strikes. The Zohar brings down 3 strikes, fourth maybe. But after 5 strikes, this wasn't no more tshuva. Ramban talks about this. Tshuva's close for him. He's already past that point. And this punishment stage. So he had his chance. And what Hashem says, something very sobering that brings in the Zohar, that Hashem is not the Vater. The Vater is just say, nothing. There's no such thing. We like to think that maybe God is all merciful, meaning that I could do Averos and God will look the other way, or maybe I'm a good person now. I don't have to do tshuva. That's not what we said this earlier. I think Lech Lecha, Marv Shemesh says this. He says it again here. This is a grace period. That's merciful. Merciful grace period. I'm not going to punish you today or tomorrow, but at some point, if you don't do tshuva, there's gonna be punishment. That's rachum. That's rachmanis. So don't say Hashem's mevater. Hashem just doesn't care. No, you have to do tshuva. And that grace period passed here because there's 5 makos and 6, 7, 8. There's already punishment mode, harsh makos. So Baruch Shemesh says something that's very interesting also as far as what the purpose of the makos. Hashem hardened his heart. Is tshuva, is not tshuva. So it's an interesting take as far as a reason why there's more makos that takes place. Because of ani echbadati es libo. Ani echbadati es libo. And Baruch Shemesh has a nice introduction where you have to believe Hashem is in everything, that everything in the world that exists, Hashem is making it exist. If Hashem did not want it to exist for a second, it would not be here. Not just people, but the chair, the computer, stuff on the wall. Hashem gives it existence. And therefore, Hashem gives it everything. Then you're really FS, you're nothing. It's not like you have to, think you're none of. Oh, you have to be an unav, you have to think about it. No, you're really not that important. Hashem didn't have a reason for it, it wouldn't exist. Hashem makes something alive, makes something dead. Hashem creates, Hashem takes away. When you think about this, it really puts you in a place of anava. That's kind of really what reminds you every day to be an anav. When you think about that, everything exists, that the will of Hashem, and we're kind of playing a role, whatever that role is. You're an anav. And the word ani or anochi is literally what steps this boundary between you and Hashem. The second that you have an ego, the second you put yourself in the world, that you're something, this causes this barrier to understand, appreciate Hashem. And this is a big deal, as we have in the Gemara. Sotah is quoted all the time. Hey, I don't know many Gemaras in the world, but I know Sotah hey. Hashem doesn't live in the world with a Baal Gaiva. A robber is worse. A killer is worse. No, it's worse to think that you are on the same level, that you're an Anoch, you're an Ani. If you think that you're something, and you're putting yourself on the same level as Hashem can't live in the world with you. That's the worst thing. It's literally a separation. You're creating a boundary between you and Hashem can't live in the world with another person who thinks that they're something on that level. So this concept of Ani is literally what's causing the issue with Paro. Because if you look, he said Ani Paro, when he's talking about Yosef, takes Yosef out of jail. Yosef says that I got this from Hashem. And all Paro had to say at that moment was, yes, you're great. Hashem gave you this great nevuah. Help me with the dreams. Fantastic. And these are the laws. But when he says, Ani Paro, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, I'll put you, this Ani thing is the cause of this. And as the Barber Shemer says, because I believe, Ki Ani, because the Ani, the Paro said years back by Yosef that made himself a god, made himself the ruler, and told himself to be a god and a ruler, controlling everything. I did this. I'm making all these miracles, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, to show this lesson, to show that I'm in charge, God's in charge. I'm the Ani in the world. I'm the Anochi Hashem, and not Ani Paro. And you look at the Torah. My friend Sammy kind of did a little bit of homework. Mentions Ani 1,000 times, but almost all the times it's literally about Hashem. I did this, I did that, talking about Hashem. Very few times do you have a person saying Ani. You have Ani Yosef when he's trying to reveal himself to the brothers. You have Yaakov, Ani Esav. Esav says Ani. Very few times you see Ani. And those are the times you can kind of answer and say, well, Yosef had to tell his brothers Ani Yosef. But here, Ani Paro is superfluous because we know who Paro was. Everyone knew who Paro was. Paro did not say the word Ani. So that's the Arba Shemesh, that's his take on this. And therefore, Tisap Azne Bincha, you should tell this lesson. That's why this is a very unique mitzvah, to tell the children lessons. No other mitzvah you have telling something over. This lesson is Vaydatem Kini Hashem. This lesson, that all the Makos came, and all the Pranios, all the things came on Mitzrayim, was because of the Ani. And Merv Shemesh says, F Shalomah. It's possible to say they would have been in Gullus anyway. So the Gullus and Mitzrayim and 400 years, 210 years, that's something that was Nigzar. But the Makos on Paro and all these things that happened to Mitzrayim, that's because of the Ani. And that's what he says. He says, without the Ani, it could have been Gullus for all these years, that the Gzera on Abraham should have been Gullus all these years. That could have been. But the Makos and all these bad things that happened to Paro Mitzrayim was because of the Ani. And when you make yourself great or Ani, bad things will happen. And the key is to remember Hashem. Hashem. Remember that the Ani is Hashem. That leads you into a level of Anava, and that's the lesson that we want to get out of Bo, and Mitzrayim, and Pesach. Shabbat Shalom.